Once upon a time in a field far, far away, a mysterious lion was waiting for someone to help him. One day a kind-hearted girl was walking through the field when she heard an eerie moan coming from the bushes. Every single day at sunset, he would transform back into a man.
Ho, ho, ho!
But she also noticed that every morning when the sun would rise, he would turn back into a lion and the thorn would reappear in his paw. Confused, the girl decided to pull the thorn out for him. But as soon as she did, the lion let out a mighty roar and disappeared. And when she looked around, she noticed that all the animals that were around suddenly vanished.
Ho, ho, ho!
But there's a catch. The giant who put the curse on me is very tricky, and he demands a special prize. She agreed, and they set out on a quest to find a princess who would be willing to give up her hair for the greater good. They searched for many hours, but they were starting to lose hope. Just when they thought all was lost, they finally found a princess who was willing to help.
Ho, ho, ho!
She gave them her beautiful long hair, and they rushed back to the giant before sunrise. Suddenly, the ground began to shake and a massive shadow loomed over them. He was very pleased and agreed to break the curse. In the end, the girl cut off a piece of the lion's mane and made a necklace out of it. It reminded her of her amazing adventure and the brave lion who had helped her along the way.
Ho, ho, ho!
As soon as the sun set, the man transformed back into a lion and the girl stroked his back. She felt a magical surge of power as the curse was broken. They all lived happily ever after. The giant was very angry and demanded that the man bring him a princess's hair coat. If he didn't bring it to him by tomorrow night, the curse would remain on him forever.
Ho, ho, ho!
She was very scared, but she knew that she had to find the lion so that she could return him to his normal form. So she continued to search the area and eventually found him again. When she peeked inside, she saw the most magnificent lion she had ever laid eyes on. But there was something strange about him. A thorn had gotten stuck in his paw, and he couldn't get it out.
Ho, ho, ho!
The girl quickly realized that this wasn't just any ordinary lion. But as soon as she got close to him, the same thing happened again. All the animals disappeared, and the lion vanished. This kept happening over and over again, and the girl was starting to get really frustrated. She went to the edge of the forest and started making a huge pile of rocks.
Ho, ho, ho!
Then she waited patiently until sunset when she saw the lion transform into a man. She immediately ran over to him and tied him up with some vines. She put a sack over his head and carried him back to the pile of rocks where she threw him in. She covered the pile with leaves and pretended to be asleep when the other animals came back.
Ho, ho, ho!
She needed to figure out how to break the curse that was turning the lion into a man and back again. Finally, she came up with a plan. As soon as the sun began to rise, the lion woke up and noticed that he was trapped. He struggled to free himself from the rocks, but it was no use. Just as the sun hit him, he turned back into a man and the thorn disappeared from his paw.
Ho, ho, ho!
The girl came out from hiding and said, "I know what you're thinking. Why did I do this?" The man was shocked to see her and asked, "How did you know my name?" The girl replied, "It doesn't matter anymore because I have a question for you." She explained everything that had been happening to him and asked, "Can you please explain it?"
Ho, ho, ho!
The man sighed and told her, "I am cursed to be a lion whenever the sun sets, and only a princess's hair can break the spell." The man was desperate and asked the girl if she could help him. The girl quickly sewed the hair into a coat and presented it to the giant. And the girl who had started with nothing gained a kingdom's gratitude.
Ho, ho, ho!